My hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors: Dakota Rose Floral, Boomers, Baki Garden Shell, Dutton's Parlor, Stout Ross Ford, Town and Country Club.
Hi, and welcome from Valley City. We're doing My Hometown from Valley City at the Town and Country Club. And my first guest is Larry Robinson, who is the director of the Capital Campaign for Valley State University. Thank you for coming to the show.
Great to be here.
I'm so excited to hear more about the university and how you interact with the community. And I should also add that you were a senator for 32 years. So
Well, thank you. I was. My wife and I attended Valley City State back in the late 60s, and we met here and graduated in 71, spent 4 years at a small public school in northern part of North Dakota. We come back in 75, and I've been at the university since that time. My wife went on to spend 36 more years at the Maple Valley Public Schools in Buffalo, Tower City, North Dakota. It's been a wonderful experience, a great place to live. We have wonderful people here. I've worked at the university now. I'm beginning my 47th year. The last 27 years as executive director of the University Foundation. And as of July 1st, I moved into a new role as director of our first ever capital campaign for Valley City State University.
Tell me, what is it you're doing as the director of the Capital Campaign?
We have never had a capital campaign at Valley City State, and because we've had all-time record enrollment, we have outgrown some of our facilities. So we have a campaign with a goal of $25 million to update some academic and athletic facilities, to add to our scholarship base, and really position us for the competitive world that we're in higher education.
When you say record enrollment, what are we talking about?
Well, we have, for the last number of years, have had every year all-time record enrollment. The fall 2020 enrollment was 1,676 students. We've been on the grow this past spring. We're one of 3 institutions in North Dakota with enrollment growth at a time where we're coming off the pandemic, and many institutions have experienced enrollment decline. We've been going the other way, and I think it speaks to the quality of Valley City State. It's an outstanding institution. We are focused on best practices. Our teacher education program is #1 in the nation. And for 23 consecutive years, we've been listed in U.S. News and World Report as a top college liberal arts school in our class of institutions across the country. We're really proud of that. Our accreditation reviews on a regular basis refer to us as world class, and our teacher education program as it doesn't get any better than this.
That's remarkable, because you are a fairly small university, which I think can have a lot of positives, but to be #1 in the country in teacher education, what do you do that's so special?
Well, I think it's a number of things. We were founded in 1890 as a normal school, a teacher education institution. And forever, as long as I can remember, we have been focused on best practices, on innovation, leading the way. We have a staff, a faculty, a staff administration that's just passionate about doing things and doing things right. We set the bar really high. And our forefathers that come before us really established a culture, if you will, that we've got to be on the cutting edge, not occasionally, but as a practice. We've got to lead the way. And we really believe in this competitive world that we live in. You might be on the right road, but if you're not moving fast enough, somebody's going to run right over you. We're not going to let that happen. We want to be at the leading the pack, and we've done so in so many ways. We've got over 1,400 alumni and administrators that are graduates of Valley City State serving public education in North Dakota alone. We lead the way in that effort, and they do outstanding work. We've had superintendents tell us that their first call when they have a teacher vacancy is Valley City State University. We have graduates all over the country and, in fact, the world, and they perform with distinction. So we're very proud of that. It's not any one thing, it's a little of everything. Our faculty and staff are dedicated. They are committed to this institution. I think that, coupled with the community we live in, we have a can-do attitude here This community is not about excuses. We're all about results. And the community is known for caring people. The relationship we have with Valley City at Valley City State is very, very positive. We are joined at the hip. We are working together. We're moving forward together. Performance to serve and produce outstanding graduates, it's a package. I mentioned a can-do attitude. This community is the first community in North Dakota that stepped to the plate many years ago to provide marketing support for Valley City State University. They see it as our school. And on the campus, we see this as our town. And there's a lot of pride. And we're not about pointing fingers, we're about joining hands. And setting the bar high and realizing success and building on that. The success we've received is no accident. It's so many pieces to the puzzle coming together. Great leadership from our school administration. We've had outstanding presidents. We have one now in Dr. Al Lafay, who come to us 2.5 years ago from Northern State University. But he followed several presidents that have served us with distinction. We've been very, very fortunate.
Do you get many students from out of state?
About 70% of our students come from the region. And we have students coming, yes, from out of state, the neighboring states, but across the country. We have a very strong elementary education program. It happens to be #1 in the nation. So that attracts a lot of students from not only the region, but the country. We offer a master's degree in education. That too has been positive for our teachers that are in the field to advance their careers. And many of them, because of that program, can remain in rural settings and serve their rural education unit. And it's just win-win.
I'm curious, during COVID, did you have in-person classes? Did the students have to go online?
Well, that's a good question. Valley City State has long been a leader in instructional technology. So when we had to, a year ago last March, go to online, and we did like most institutions, it was a matter of flipping the switch. Our people were ready to move and move fast, and I'm not suggesting that it was a challenge, but they accepted that challenge with ease and really shined in the process. So our students would prefer face-to-face. We would prefer face-to-face, but with the COVID, we were able to switch gears and really do it overnight. And I don't want to say it was business as usual, but our institution shines in that area, and we're really excited about that.
What are some of the ways that the community benefits from the university being here?
Well, it's such a partnership, ongoing continued education, the production of quality graduates, not only in teacher education, but in business, in fisheries and wildlife, but the quality of life that is part of a community with a higher education institution really speaks for itself. The fine arts, the athletic facilities, we are nearing completion of a $32 million fine arts facility, which is going to be part of not only Valley City State University, but of Valley City. So the interaction is healthy, it's back and forth. Our business community and our alumni have been strongly supportive of Valley City State, and that's led to a lot of the successes we've enjoyed.
And you're an alumni of Valley
I'm a
City
proud
State,
alum
right?
of
Yeah.
Valley City State, and my wife is as well. It's just been a wonderful place. There's a lot of great places in this world. Valley City and Valley City State is certainly one of them.
Well, thank you so much, Larry, for joining us. and
Glad to
telling us
be
about
here.
Valley City State. Yeah, sounds like a fantastic college. So
It is. Thank you very much.
Thanks. And we'll be right back after these messages with Ladies of Another View, coming to you from Valley City for My Hometown.
My Hometown is presented by Baki Garden Shell. Call us at 701-845-3665 for all your home or business cooling and heating needs. Valley City State University, student-focused, learning-centered.
Hard to imagine this day would come, but you couldn't be more proud of who you're handing the farm to. No matter what the future holds, Ag Country is here to help you plan ahead.
I'm Rick Becker from No Apologies. Welcome to your after-hours oasis of sanity. How can these people not see that they're just clowns?
We help simplify and educate you on things going on in the legislature and around the country.
Asking the hard-hitting questions.
But also having Lee Stack and Sid and Marty Croft stuff, and we've talked about that sometimes. It's bad.
Watch us weeknights at 9 Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
My Hometown is presented by the Valley City Chamber. Welcome to beautiful Valley City, where natural beauty and historic downtown merge with a vibrant local economy. We invite you to come experience delicious food at many local eateries, a cold beverage at the local brewery, beautiful parks, unique shops, and boutiques, as well as much more. Bucklet Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City. Tradition, values, family ties.
If you don't know what's going on in education in this country, then you don't know what's going to happen in the future of this country. And it's important. I'm Dr. Duke.
And I'm Katie.
Watch the Dr. Duke Show weekdays at 4 p.m. Central Time on Beck TV.
My Hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors: South Central Transit Network, Alley Beans, Valley City Chamber, and Valley City CVB.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. When you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
My Hometown is presented by Dutton's Parlor, your VC destination for specialty coffee, baked treats, a full lunch menu, ice cream, and gourmet popcorn. Stout Ross Ford of Valley City and Jamestown, your community service dealer, located on 325 Winter Show Road in Valley City. My Hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors: American by Wyndham, North Dakota Winter Show, Valley City Chiropractors, Enterprise Sales, Cass County Electric Cooperative, CHI Mercy Health.
Welcome back to Ladies of Another View, and we are coming to you from Valley City today doing the My Hometown segment. And I want to welcome to the show Tesa Klein, who is the manager of the North Dakota Winter Show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for coming to Valley City.
Oh, I love Valley City, and we're going to love it even more when we hear about the North Dakota Winter Show, because it's a pretty spectacular event, isn't it?
It is. It's a part of this area's history. It's a part of North Dakota history. We are going into our 85th North Dakota Winter Show next March.
Wow.
And then we also have our 60th PRCA Rodeo, too. There's a lot of history here. Last summer, actually this day last summer, I was in Montana, and I had a gal say, "How's the winter show going?" I used to go there as a kid. I absolutely loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, tell us what the winter show is. I bet a lot of people are watching and thinking that, I don't know, has to do with snowballs and snowmen. So tell us what it's about.
Well, it does. If there isn't mud, usually it isn't the winter show. But the North Dakota Winter Show it used to be a 2-week-long show. Right now we're at 5 days in March. And then also we are event facility. We have an arena, indoor arena and outdoor arena. So a lot of horse shows, we host a lot of rodeos, cattle show. We have a cattle show in December. So we rent our facility to other organizations throughout the year. And we actually have about 2 to 3 events every month, which nobody really knows about, but.
Yeah, so what kind of events are you having? Rodeos, obviously. And
Yep, we have a high school rodeo that we host coming up in September. Right now, next week, we have a Appaloosa horse show. Then we have a North Dakota quarter horse show. In October, we have back-to-back Great Midwest Horse Show, and then the Dakota 50/50 Fraternity. We've actually gained quite a few events in the last 2 years.
Before the show, we were chatting, and you said you were the last event in 2020 and the first event in 2020, the winter show, right?
Yes, we were the last event in March 2020, and then we all went to shutdown, and then we were the very first event in this area and almost in the U.S. for 2021. We were one of the very first PRCA rodeos in 2021.
And so how was it attended?
It was phenomenal. We had the perfect storm. Everybody wanted out. We had a dry parking lot. We had gorgeous weather. There were cars lined up all the way down to the hotel and almost to Bridges, something that they haven't seen in years and years.
Wow, that is remarkable. And to get good weather in March.
Yes.
What a bonus.
I ordered it. I did tell Mother Nature I ordered it.
You're doing a good job. Yeah,
Yes.
you should get a promotion for that one. Yeah. So do you get a lot of people from out of state?
Yes, I heard some stories from the parking attendants that there were people that came from Nebraska, Iowa, Montana, North Dakota, because they wanted to go to a rodeo. They wanted to go to an event so bad. And actually this year we did have it aired live on the RFD TV Cowboy Channel.
Wow, that is so cool.
And I had a guy tell me that after that, the guy from the Cowboy Channel told me, he said, if anything, Tessa, you just gave everybody in the U.S. hope that there is life out there, because our stands were full.
That
was awesome.
is remarkable.
Yep.
What about people that maybe aren't into rodeo? They've never ridden a horse, but it's welcome. Everybody's welcome to come, right?
Absolutely. It's a family show. We have sheep riding. We have a great entertainer. The barrel man. The rodeo, like I said, is top notch. So even if you don't know much about it, you're going to have fun at it. We have different vendors. We had a lot of great vendors this year. The building was full, something they haven't seen in years. We had horse pulls, cattle shows. There's free stage entertainment, and I kind of got it back to more educational with the farming and the cattle industry too, because we need to educate this youth.
What a great event to bring your whole family to, because there's something for everybody, right? And it's educational. What a bonus, and
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
Do you get acts then that go across the country? How do you get your entertainment?
Last year we couldn't have a concert, but this year we are. We're kicking it off on March 5th, so that'll be the Saturday before, and she's working on booking it right now and announcing it in December. But it'll, the year before, who did we have? Can't remember.
But you will have a concert, right? You have some pretty big name
Yes.
entertainers that come out here.
Yes. Yep. We
And
will.
you'll announce it in December. So where can people go to find out, just to keep posted and find out what you're planning, what the next event is?
Yes, you can go to NorthDakotaWinterShow.com, our website, or at our Facebook page.
What about your own background? Did you grow up in rodeo?
I did, and I actually grew up coming to the Winter Show. I was in a car seat underneath the table at the craft show with my mom and my two grandmas. I showed cattle at the North Dakota Dairy Show, and I would say my first day on the job, I looked at a book, and it was a history book of the Winter Show. My grandma was in there on the homemakers, and then my mom was in there on the dairy board, and I thought, well, I'm here, I'm at the right place.
Yeah, so you're a natural for the job, that's for sure. You grew up at the Winter Show.
Yeah.
Why was Valley City chosen? There's a lot of different places in North Dakota this could have been, but it's in Valley City. Why is that?
I need to sharpen my skills on that a bit of why it was here. I know that there's a lot of men and women that fought hard to keep it here, and there was talk of it moving once, and then they put up this building, I believe in 1963, I'm not sure, I should check that out. There's a lot of history here, and they've kept it going. The county, Barnes County, has kept it going too. They have a lot to do with it.
And then, so a lot of the work is done by people from Valley City?
Yes. Yep,
Is it volunteer, or how does this all come about?
Yep, there's 12 board members, and they are in the Barnes County, and they volunteer for the position. And then we have a lot of volunteers that help us get through the week of Winter Show also.
Do you get to participate because you grew up in rodeo? Now that you're a manager, are you just organizing, or do you ever get to participate in rodeo?
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
My husband is our pickup man for Bailey Pro Rodeo. That's the contractor. So before I took this job, I got to help him behind the scenes. But now I barely get to see a horse buck, so I can't wait to actually download the app and watch it on TV.
What's your favorite event?
Saddle bronc riding, actually.
Why is that? Because I don't know what saddle bronc riding is, so tell us all.
There's a lot of history to it. It's one of the very first events in rodeo. North Dakota has some fabulous, and South Dakota, fabulous saddle bronc riders. And the horses that come from North Dakota and South Dakota actually were at the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo. We have a long history in that.
Wow, that's pretty remarkable. And So the people that perform and compete, do they come from just North Dakota or do they come across the state too?
All over the U.S. And actually this year they didn't have any other rodeos, so we had some of the very top names in all the events this year, and it was full. We had to have a slack performance also for rough stock.
Wow. Well, that says a lot for Valley City in North Dakota, right?
It does. We rolled out the red carpet and hosted a great event this year.
And if you're going to make it happen, if it's possible, you're going to do it. You know, to be the last event in 2020 and the first event in 2021, that's pretty remarkable. And I bet you had a lot of new people, right?
Yes, yes. And like I told somebody else, we gave them something to come back for.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Once they come, like, hey, there's nothing else going on, let's try this. And I bet they were real pleased at what a big event it was.
Yes, yep, it was great.
And so what would you say to people that have never been to rodeo before? Why should they come?
It's part of our history. It relates us to ag too, and these people do it because they love it. They don't do it for the money, not even the contractors. Yep, it's a great old-fashioned show, Western.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I know I've learned a lot, and it sounds like a fantastic event. So thank you, Tesa, for coming and telling us about the North Dakota Winter Show. And we'll be right back after these messages with Ladies of Another View coming to you from Valley City.
My Hometown is presented by Town and Country Club. That's kept secret in North Dakota. 9-hole course with full bar and restaurant. Miller Motors of Valley City, your Dodge, Jeep, and Ram truck dealer, located at 1345 Main Street West in Valley City.
From hometown cafes and bustling businesses to work-from-home warriors and late-night students, it's Cass County Electric's mission to power the passions and purposes of those in our community. Whether it's keeping checks balanced, laundry clean, shopping lists fulfilled, or dreams pursued, we're there. Cass County Electric, powering your home, business, and beyond.
My Hometown is presented by the Valley City CVB. We invite you to Valley City, named the most beautiful town in North Dakota and nestled in the Cheyenne River Valley. A historic bridge tour winds around the river showcasing iconic bridges. Stop at the Rosebud Visitor Center on Main Street to gather information and view a one-of-a-kind superintendent's rail car in the North Dakota Agriculture Hall of Fame. Medicine Wheel Park gives you a place to stretch your legs and take a walk through the solar system and a view of Native American solar calendar. Valley City is also the gateway to the Cheyenne River Valley National Scenic Byway, an award-winning drive with 40 interpretive sites. Get off the plains and drop into the Cheyenne Valley and experience the beauty of North Dakota. My Hometown is presented by Enterprise Sales of Valley City. Enterprise Sales of Valley City offers everything under one roof. Brick storage bins, Butler steel buildings, metal roofs for your building or home, custom-built dynamic homes, Honda UTVs, ATVs, dirt bikes, and parts. Go to escnd.com right now and check them out.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. When you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
My Hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors. Boomer's Corner K, North Dakota Winter Show, Valley City Chiropractors.
Hop in the rig and go down the road with me. We'll cover local and national stories that impact you. Down the Road with Joel Heitkamp weekdays at 5:30 Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
My Hometown is presented by Bridge City Dentistry, preventative and restorative dentistry for the whole family. Handy Home and Hardware. It's moved to a new building with more parking, larger selection of merchandise. We're open 7 days a week, so stop in just off West Main Street in Valley City. My Hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors. Bitts Tire and Service, Miller Motors, Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Bridge City Dentistry, Quality Alignment and Brake Center, Handy Home and Hardware.
welcome back to Ladies of Another View, my hometown, and we're coming to you from Valley City. And I have with me now Kate Vinje, and she's the Executive Vice President of Valley City's Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming. I met you when I was out here a couple weeks ago, and I'm so glad that you were able to be our guest because there's a lot going on in Valley City. And I want to start with, I just happened to look at the newspaper yesterday, and I see this big, long table going down Main Street. What was that about?
That was the longest table, and it was put on by our Cheyenne Community Foundation, and it was made possible by a Bush grant that our Economic Development Corporation won, and it was for community innovation. So the whole purpose of the longest table was to gather the community residents together and then talk about the community and what they would like to see done.
What was so cool? It was a big, long dinner table, right?
Yes, it was.
It went down Main Street.
Like 300 people were there, just under 300. And then they gathered all the information from that. And then people or groups can apply for a micro grant to take those ideas off the table and into the community.
Is this something unique to Valley City? Did somebody come up with this idea, or is this going on across the country, these types of things?
I guess I can't answer that for sure, but it was pretty phenomenal that it happened here, and very excited to see all the new things and exciting events and just changes that can happen because of it.
One thing I like about Valley City is you have so many unique businesses, trendy businesses. How is it that you have such a thriving business community?
Well, I think there's lots of reasons where people have passion. They love, they just love the community, but they're loyal. But a lot of people have worked a lot of years to make that happen. Like for one thing, is our economic development in the city have worked together to have incentive programs to bring new businesses. So it's real attractive. There's a lot of great reasons to make it really good for you to come to the town economically, and the community just supports what happens here.
I can see that. As soon as you drive into Valley City, it has such a good feel. Yeah. It's a thriving, bustling place, and you have great events. I looked at some of your calendar of events. If you go to the chamber, what's your website for the chamber?
It's valleycitychamber.com.
And you have so much going on. I want to talk about one of my favorite events. I think every town and city should have one of these. It's a Women's Day for the deer opening day, right?
Yep.
And what is that about?
Well, it's called Ladies' Day. It's deer season opener, and hats off to the ladies that hunt. But if you aren't hunting, and of course we're not going to discriminate, men can come to this too. But it's a day of just pampering. There's specials. There's all kinds of there's drawings, but there's a lot of make and takes. Our hardware stores, we got phenomenal, all three of them, just phenomenal hardware stores that are so fun. But they will do make and takes sometimes, or other retail stores, so you can, bring your girlfriends, your family, your, whatever, gather your group and go and enjoy the whole day. And it takes all day long to take in all the fun that you can have just in one day. And treats, coffee, just yummy stuff all day.
If your town doesn't have one, then you should come to Valley City.
Absolutely.
If your husband hunts and you don't, there's something for you to do in Valley City.
Yeah. November 6th this year, come on over.
It makes it so much fun. And I should mention that we are coming to you from Valley City's Town and Country Club. You might have noticed a couple of golf carts in the background just a minute ago, maybe not, but it's a beautiful day out here. And there is... it seems like you have everything you need. You don't need to go anywhere else.
Absolutely. You could buy, build, remodel a home, landscape it. You could fill it with beautiful decor, buy great fun clothing, or plan a wedding and get wedding dress and apparel for the whole everybody. You can, we've got the pharmacies of all kinds. We've got great medical facilities. So we've got a hospital, 2 big clinics, optometrists, dentists, specialties that come here. But you can do all this. You can go out for a nice lunch, great coffee shops and fine dining, and never leave home, never leave Valley City.
Kay, are you from Valley City originally?
No. My husband and I moved here 30 years ago, but I'm a North Dakota girl, Waimea. But we were in Dallas for about 7 years, and we moved here, and they told us, my husband's company said, you only have to be there a year. But we loved it so much. We did it.
How long ago, or like 30 years ago, you came for 1 year?
Yep.
And
Yep.
you never left?
Yep, we wanted to raise our kids here. We just loved it. So here we are.
It's a nice sized city. It's 6,500, am I right?
Yep, 65. You know, we've got a beautiful Carnegie Public Library, and we've got outdoor pool. We've got the wellness center, gorgeous Gockler Wellness Center, and of course there's golfing, there's hiking, walking trails. You know, just there's so much you can do here, and and just have lots of fun.
Everything is here, but then how far are you from Fargo? If somebody wanted to go to the airport.
We are, we like to say we live in the middle of everywhere, even though we're out in the prairie and in this beautiful valley, but we're only an hour from Fargo, so the airport, International Airport is an hour away. You can drive to Jamestown in a half hour and hop on a plane and get to Denver and then go anywhere in the world. We've got, we've just got a lot to offer, a lot of good employment opportunities here, but also we've got people that live here that work remotely from all over the country, because we do have some of the best internet in the nation here. So it just makes so many things possible.
That is interesting, yes, when you've got good internet, like you do with Beck.
We do.
That makes working anywhere
it
possible.
Does. Our daughter works for a large corporation, and she's a financial analyst, and she can come home, work remotely, and we get to see her. It's pretty great.
What about the schools here in Valley City?
Amazing. We've got our elementary school last year was just over about 500. With the junior high school, it's about a little over, like almost 550, I believe. But strong in academics, athletics.
There you go.
We go.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of them,
Yep.
so.
There you go. Yeah, you were in the speech team, right?
You bet. And in the arts, we've got just really innovative, fun leadership, and so for our school system, so just very positive and growing. So great things happening there.
I'm impressed with how trendy some of the businesses are. You have like cutting edge, and you have a brewery and coffee shops and nice products here. Why do you think you're attracting young families to live and work here?
Well, I think that there's so much being invested in Valley City. Like we talk about these progressive ideas. People are innovative, and they're dedicated to not only just do it, but do it better. And so that just people are just welcome to take part in that. And of course, the incentives that businesses can get are wonderful. And we've got like permanent flood protection. We redid all the lighting in town has been done, so it's that historic, beautiful lamps and just really welcoming things. It really says we're here for the future. We're not just the historic old town.
And you have the history too, but you also have a future, obviously.
Our downtown's very walkable, and it looks like the 30s, the old beautiful old buildings and all
I love
that.
that. Yeah, I think every town should be walkable, so people have a place to come to. Yeah, it is so beautiful.
Yeah, lots. It is. It's just fun. We have different things like summer nights on Central going on, and so it'll be filled this week. And next week, the downtown will be just filled with people having a good time, listening to music, eating great food.
Sounds like old times. I'm glad it's still here.
Yes.
So thank you, Kay. And we'll be right back after these messages with Ladies of Another View, my hometown from Valley City.
My Hometown is presented by Dakota Rose Floral. For all your Valley City floral needs, make sure to check out our monthly specials. Quality Alignment and Brake Center, family-owned and operated general repair and heavy-duty truck business serving the VC area since 1999.
Too far away from you and all your charms, just out of reach of my two open arms.
My Hometown is presented by the Valley City Chamber. Welcome to beautiful Valley City, where natural beauty and historic downtown merge with a vibrant local economy. We invite you to come experience delicious food at many local eateries, a cold beverage at the local brewery, beautiful parks, unique shops, and boutiques, as well as much more. Bucklet Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City. Tradition, values, family ties.
At Beck Communications, we've been planning for your future. Over the past decade, we've placed nearly 200,000 miles of dedicated fiber optics in the ground. Enough fiber optic strands to circle the world 8 times. Taking no shortcuts, we connected every home and business in our service area with dedicated fiber optics. It's your personal, unrestricted, unthrottled connection to the world. Best of all, this dedicated fiber means you do not share your connection. We call this intimate dedicated connection Beck Fiber.
My Hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors. Brothers 3, D&B Portables, Service Master Clean. My Hometown is presented by La Valley Flooring. We have all your flooring needs covered from end-to-end, home, office, sales, service, and installation. Bitts Tire Service. Bitts Tire and Service, locally owned and operated since 1988. Serving the Valley City community is our honor. My Hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors. Brothers 3, Bucklet Chevrolet, La Valley Flooring, D&B Portables, Valley City State University, Thrivent Dakota Prairie Associates.
Welcome back to My Hometown from Valley City with Ladies of Another View on back. And I am now joined by Joe Stickler. And he is the curator and creator of the Medicine Wheel Park, which is a one-of-a-kind place in North Dakota. And you were also an astronomy and chemistry professor, right, at Valley City State University?
I was.
Welcome, and thank you for coming on to the show today.
Thank you.
We need to begin with explaining to people what is a medicine wheel.
Well, a medicine wheel, there are about more than 100 archaeological sites, one in North Dakota, but others further west and into Canada. Who knows what they were, but they are circles usually and different alignments. And what they were used for is sort of lost in time. There's no written record of it. But astronomers have gone and examined some of them, and some of them have astronomical alignments. Alignments so that it points out the sunrise on the first day of summer. So they have a calendar-like nature to them.
And nobody's quite sure what they're about. Tell me a little bit more about the history that you know. Like, where do you find it in the United States, these medicine wheels?
The best preserved medicine wheel in the United States is the Bighorn medicine wheel in the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming.
And we think maybe they have some calendar aspect to it, or?
There's definitely an alignment for sunrise on the first day of summer. Other than that, it's at 10,000 feet, so it's snowed in for winter and some of the other seasons too,
right,
probably.
Yeah, like it is here, but it's so gorgeous. It's such a unique park that you have. So, excuse me. So you actually you got interested in medicine wheels, right?
I took a job on the Navajo Nation in 1974, and I had some background in astronomy, but no formal background. And I got down to northern Arizona in a small town, and I decided I'd go out and look at the stars outside of the town, and it was magnificent. I couldn't even tell I knew the constellations and bright stars. I was disoriented at first because there were so many. It was so brilliant. And I went in the next day and asked the academic dean if I could teach an astronomy course the next semester.
Wow. So I guess the best way to learn is to teach, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to be a learner to be a good teacher.
Why did you decide that it would be a good idea to make a medicine wheel here in Valley City?
Well, the place. You know, before I went into my first class on the Navajo Nation, I thought I wanted to have some Native American astronomy. So I did some reading about it. And, you know, I got to Valley City, and at the end of the first week of classes, the biology professor says, "Come with me, I want to show you a place up on the hill behind the college." And we walked up there, and I went, wow, this is the place. Because you want a big horizon, an azimuth that you can see in all directions, so that you can build this and align it to the sunrises and sunsets on the first day of each of the seasons.
It is. When I was here a few weeks ago, you gave me a little tour of the Medicine Wheel Park, and it is gorgeous because you overlook the city. Beautiful spot. And you give tours, don't you, sometimes?
I do.
What does somebody have to do if they want a tour?
You need to call the science department at Valley City, and we give tours to school groups, particularly elementary school groups seem to be it's very popular with them.
In addition to being beautiful and being with nature, what would you learn on a tour of the Medicine Wheel?
Oh, lots. The first thing, if there's time enough, we like to hike them from the campus up through the woods on the hillside. And students really like that because there's very few woods in North Dakota. And then we teach them the aspects. There's 2 calendars up there. The Medicine Wheel calendar, which is based on where the sun sets on the horizon. And then a second calendar called a meridiana, which is dependent upon a shadow that a gnomon, in this case a utility pole, cast going north at local apparent noon. And so you can tell what time of year it is. And this I think was humans' first science to invent a calendar, because it added an immense amount of regularity to their lives. So they'd have time to do other things too. They could plan better, and they could plan their celebrations.
There's also an element of, you have the solar system, right? You mean you have the planets? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Well, I decided that the park needed a distance-scaled solar system. So the sun is in the center of the wheel. The circle of rocks that makes the medicine wheel is the Earth's orbit. And of course, Mercury and Venus are inside of that, Mars just outside of that. And then about a third of the way down through the park, along the ridge line that overlooks the city, is Pluto, finally. And when it got kicked out of the solar system, we did not kick it out of the park. Pluto will stay with us. They're not kicking us out.
This is a good place to come then and see Pluto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a destination, you know. When I was just putting the rocks in to represent the planets, and before I had names on them, people would stop me in the grocery store and they would ask me, "Where's Pluto? Where's Pluto?" And kids would run up to me in the park and say, "Where's Pluto? Where's Pluto?" And I thought, this is really popular. I think it represents some sort of limitation to us.
There you go.
So,
yeah, it has a deeper meaning than just the solar system, right?
It does.
Yeah. And how did you go about creating this park? You had the idea. Somebody showed you some land. How did it get built?
It did. You know, I took the president of the college up there at that point, and I said, "Hey, here's my plan. I want to build a medicine wheel up here. This is your land. Can I do it?" And he said, "Sure." That sounds like a good idea.
That's pretty remarkable. That does not sound like a bureaucracy to me, where you want to build a park and they say, "Sure, we got some land, go for it."
This president knew about medicine wheels, so I thought, and he was going to retire within a year, so I thought I better start it now while I can get permission. What I didn't know was the medicine wheel is in 1 acre of land up there that the city owned. And the city probably owned it because there was a water tower up there at the turn of the century for the fire department.
Okay.
And I went, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go to see the city because there's a certain liability. I'm putting boulders all around. And that turned out to be such a great event because that brought the city into this too. And they immediately saw it as a potential tourist attraction.
Like so many things here in Valley City, it really was a community coming together, right? You had lots of volunteers, people from the college, students helping you to put it together.
It's a beautiful aspect of that, and I've gotten to know a lot of people because of that. But everyone contributes. Even today, I send out cards every Christmas to everyone that's helped me, and it's a long list of people.
And yeah, it's just a nice place to go, take a lunch break. But yeah, gorgeous. I really encourage people to come and see Medicine Wheel Park here in Valley City. Well, thank you, Joe, for joining us today. And we're going to be right back after these messages with My Hometown from Valley City with Ladies of Another View on Beck.
My Hometown is presented by American Inn by Wyndham. Relax and enjoy free Wi-Fi, swimming pool, hot breakfast, and a patio fire pit. Call them at 701-845-5551. Alley Beans Coffee, where you can walk in or drive up as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Hi, Hunter Ellis here for Night Hero Binoculars by Atomic Beam. These binoculars let you see anything, even in pitch black darkness. Gotcha.
The secrets are powerful wide-angle atomic beam laser that reveals objects up to 150 yards away, hidden by darkness.
During the day, Night Hero gives you 10 times magnification. And when the sun goes down, press the Night Bright button to see clearly in the dark.
Light up garbage-eating critters or spot thieves before they even get close.
Call or click now and get Night Hero binoculars for just $39.99. Order right now and you can double it. Plus, get our best-selling atomic beam flashlight. Just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship them to you free. This TV special offer is not available on Amazon. You can get it all, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-619-1091. That's 1-800-619-1091. Or visit bynighthero.com. That's bynighthero.com. Order now.
My Hometown is presented by the Valley City CVB. We invite you to Valley City, named the most beautiful town in North Dakota and nestled in the Cheyenne River Valley. A historic bridge tour winds around the river showcasing iconic bridges. Stop at the Rosebud Visitor Center on Main Street to gather information and view a one-of-a-kind Superintendent's Rail Car in the North Dakota Agriculture Hall of Fame. Medicine Wheel Park gives you a place to stretch your legs and take a walk through the solar system and a view of Native American solar calendar. Valley City is also the gateway to the Cheyenne River Valley National Scenic Byway, an award-winning drive with 40 interpretive sites. Get off the plains and drop into the Cheyenne Valley and experience the beauty of North Dakota. Hometown is presented by Thrivent Dakota Prairie Associates. Thrivent is proud to support My Hometown's goals, and Dakota Prairie Associates is excited to help you achieve yours. Let's create a financial strategy that reflects your priorities and protects what matters most to you. Call us at 701-845-2894 or find us on Facebook. Bongs. See Bongs at 241 Central Avenue North in beautiful downtown Valley City. For all your footwear needs, Merrill, Bourne, Brooks, and many more, all available at Bongs. My Hometown of Valley City is presented by these fine sponsors. Service Master Clean, Bongs, South Central Transit Network, Alley Beans, Valley City Chamber, and Valley City CVB.
Welcome back to Ladies of Another View on Beck, and we are once again in Valley City and for the My Hometown segment, and I'm joined right now by Heather Earles. She is a mother of four, most importantly, right?
Yes.
Author, blogger, podcaster, and you're a printer with Puffer Print.
Correct.
Now, what does that all mean? It means a lot because let's start with your books. you've written quite a few books, both fiction and nonfiction, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so the most recent, I have a children's book, which is called A Busy Morning on the Farm. And it just explains kind of like our rural area, what you would do in the morning for chores. So I guess the illustrations take after my children. So it's just a great children's book, a classical, I call it. So I have that one. I have 100 quotes for the good times and bad that you can just, I guess, keep with you or put it in your pocket. Right now it's just online, but hopefully by this Christmas it'll be in print. And then I have a fiction series coming up, which is The Ordinary Heroes, and the first book in that series is Prisoner Within. And then I have a herb book. It just explains about the common herbs, which is also just online right now.
I'm interested about your guide to identifying the most common herbs.
Yeah.
And you grow a lot of your own herbs, right?
I do, and then just in our garden, and I dry them, and I even use them.
And you're into natural farming and herbs, all those kinds of things. Is that something you talk about a lot on your podcast?
It is. Podcast and my blog. So I grew up in a small town in Montana, and it's just the way we lived. It wasn't something spectacular or a trend that was going on. It was just natural, and I just really appreciated that way of life and wanted to raise my kids that way. So that's what we chose to do, is just natural living, and plus with all the toxins and everything in the environment now, it's just better on your body and your health, which I'm also a health advocate, so it's important to me.
Well, that's good that you grew up that way, because it is very trendy now for good reasons, right? I mean, people want to be healthy. Tell us a little bit about herbs. What are your favorite ones that can help people?
So my favorite is kind of a root. It's turmeric. It's really trending right now, but I've been using it for probably 15 years. So it cleans out the liver and kidneys, and doctors are even using it now for chemotherapy because it will actually help a patient accept the chemo better. Wow. So it can be a preventative for cancer also, and it's a cleanser, so it cleans out your body and it builds your immune system. So I think turmeric overall is my top.
And you can grow it here in North Dakota?
You can't. No? A lot of times it's in warmer climates like, India or somewhere like that, but I shouldn't say that because I have not attempted to grow it here, so who knows. If you have a greenhouse or something like that, you might be able to grow it here.
What kind of herbs can you grow here?
A lot of different kinds: basil, rosemary, thyme, sage, lavender, and a lot of them, even though they say they're perennials for this area, because we have really warm summers, the root systems are able to dig deep, and we have amazing soil in North Dakota. So a lot of those will hold over the winter. So yeah, there's spearmint, peppermint, stevia, all of those you can grow in North Dakota.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people think, oh, they have such cold winters here, but you have a decent growing season, right, in Valley City?
Yeah, it depends on the year, but like I said, because it's, the weather is so warm and our soil is so incredible, we don't have a lot of clay unless it's in certain areas, and so the root system is able to, I guess, go a little deeper and, just be stronger to last the winter. So, and if you put a little straw around your herbs, or if we get enough snow, that's an insulation that they hold over.
So snow is a good thing.
Snow is a good thing.
Yeah. How many acres do you have?
We have almost 12 acres where we're at.
And the kids pitch in and help with the farming, I take it?
Yeah, they love to weed. So weeding, and we have fruit trees, cherry trees, apple trees, walnut trees, choke cherries, I guess just a ton of stuff. We're trying to be self-sustaining just on our farm, just because it's healthier for you. So yeah, the kids get to help with everything, whether they really feel like it or not.
What about animals? Do you have animals or chickens?
We do. So we have chickens, both we raise them for butchering and for laying. And then we have pigs that we buy as piglets. And then we butcher them in the fall. And then we have 2 milk cows. One's a Jersey, one's a Holstein. And then, the calves that they produce every year. So, and then we have a little pony, which is also in the children's book. So all of the animals in the children's book you'll see on our farm.
And the ponies for fun. Everything else sounds like they have a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Chickens and cows.
We have bunnies too, which my son loves rabbits, so he grows and then sells them to the pet shop in Fargo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So once again, that's like a little bit of a business farm. And you want to be self-sustaining. How close are you to being able to just live off the land?
We're there.
Wow.
Yeah, so we
Very
have
impressive.
we have a well, so we try to do whether it's electric or if the power goes out, then we can do it manually. And that's not just for the end of the world or end of times, because out there you get storms and your power does go out a lot.
Yeah.
And so I guess just for daily living, we have both ways that we can live. So yeah, we have our food that we can, and then we have our water system, and so yeah, it feels pretty good.
I'm curious, since you're from Montana, how did you end up in Valley City?
So my grandfather has a big ranch in Montana. That's where we grew up, and we moved when I was 16 to Wyoming, and then I got married at 18. I started working for my husband, actually, and then his family and father was from here, so we moved back. So
Okay, so he's from Valley City?
Yep, from outside of Valley City. So Ariska, Valley City area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back to, I'm intrigued by your 100 quotes in good times and bad. What a great title for a book. And just nowadays, we need some good quotes. So do you have a favorite?
I do. I have a couple. The one is, "There's no substitute for hard work," and that's by Thomas Edison.
Okay.
And so I think no matter what you're dealing with, whether it's health, whether it's physical labor just to make you feel good, or maybe it's a goal you want to reach in life, business. So that's one of my favorite quotes. That's kind of all-encompassing.
And he definitely, Thomas Edison, was a hard worker, invented. I think he has the largest number of patents of anybody, Thomas Edison. I read that before, so don't quote me, but how did you get your quotes, 100 different quotes? You must have done a lot of searching, and what were you looking for?
Well, I wanted some that maybe were familiar, but I was looking for ones that were unusual, or ones that you're just not going to go online and say, what is a motivational quote, and it's going to be the first one that pops up. I wanted something that would stand out, so I read a lot. So a lot of books, whether they're motivational books or inspiration, and a lot of times they'll put quotes in there. Or sometimes it's just what a family member said growing up, or friends. I have friends in the LA area. He's a movie producer, and he used to put tons of quotes that he would just come up with all of the time. He was a really inspirational man. So Christopher Gambino is his name, and you'll see a few of his quotes in that book.
What an interesting life you have, because you're living off the land, you're raising kids, writing, podcasting. Where can somebody go to learn more?
So my blog is heatherearles.com, and there you can see some of my books. You can purchase some. My email is heather@heatherearles.com. You can just send me a message on there also. But I kind of stick to those. Social media, I'm on pretty much everything. So if you just look for my name, #Heather Earles, you'll find me.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah.
And I'll have to look more at your books and learn a little bit more about herbs.
Yeah.
That'll be great. So
absolutely.
Well, thank you, and we'll be right back with Ladies of Another View coming from Valley City after these messages.
Hometown is presented by Enterprise Sales of Valley City. Enterprise Sales of Valley City offers everything under one roof. Brick storage bins, Butler steel buildings, metal roofs for your building or home, custom-built dynamic homes, Honda UTVs, ATVs, dirt bikes, and parts. Go to escnd.com right now and check them out.
Hop in the rig and go down the road with me. We'll cover local and national stories that impact you. Down the Road with Joel Heitkamp weekdays at 5:30 Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
My Hometown is presented by the Valley City CVB. We invite you to Valley City, named the most beautiful town in North Dakota and nestled in the Cheyenne River Valley. A historic bridge tour winds around the river showcasing iconic bridges Stop at the Rosebud Visitor Center on Main Street to gather information and view a one-of-a-kind Superintendent's Rail Car in the North Dakota Agriculture Hall of Fame. Medicine Wheel Park gives you a place to stretch your legs and take a walk through the solar system and a view of Native American solar calendar. Valley City is also the gateway to the Cheyenne River Valley National Scenic Byway, an award-winning drive with 40 interpretive sites. Get off the plains and drop into the Cheyenne Valley and experience the beauty of North Dakota.
The experienced professionals at Superior Glass provide residential and commercial glass installation and repair services in central and western North Dakota. Superior Glass is your source for stained glass projects, mirrors, windows, touchless, and automated entry solutions. Stop by and see us at 3323 East Broadway in Bismarck or call us at 701-258-5600. Superior Glass, where you get superior service for less. Bye for now.
My Hometown is presented by the Valley City Chamber. Welcome to beautiful Valley City, where natural beauty and historic downtown merge with a vibrant local economy. We invite you to come experience delicious food at many local eateries, a cold beverage at the local brewery, beautiful parks, unique shops, and boutiques, as well as much more. Bucklet Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City. Tradition, values, family ties.